Welcome to the Pokemon League Cup at Marquee Models. The first round of today will be Curtis Ayres versus Seb Symonds. Seb is playing Zoroark Golisopod on your right, and Curtis is playing Empoleon on your left. So Seb's already started with a basic, while Curtis is mulliganing away at the moment. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup to see who will win this one, because Curtis is out of the 120 range of Zoroark, and obviously you can't get hit by the choice band, whereas Seb is going to have to look to try to get that early pressure to knock out them Piplups really early. So here you can see Curtis has got the Vulpix and the Seb has got a Zoroark start. So here we have a natural Bridget in hand. So Seb's going to search in, I believe, for two Zoroarks and a Wimpod, sorry. And those will be the cards that he chooses to play from his deck using the Bridget, which obviously allows you to get 3 basic Pokemon or 1 EX Pokemon from your deck. So there you go, the two Zoroark and the Wimpod. And I believe he's just going to attach a Grass for turn and then pass to Curtis. So Curtis draws, and I believe he's going to use a Nest Ball to search out for a Piplup. So it's really important now Curtis tries to get his board state active and ready to go. So he's looking to get that Piplup down. So he's looking to get multiple Piplups down on the field, so Seb can't go and just knock out his attackers straight away nice and early. So here Curtis attaches a Water Energy to the Piplup, and here I believe he's going to N, I believe, yep, and down comes the N. So both players will shuffle their hands into their deck and draw exactly the same amount of prize cards. So here at the moment, Curtis hasn't really got the ideal start, but I'm not sure exactly on his deck list entirely. So he did have an Ultra Ball in hand, so he could have possibly Ultra Balled stuff away to get a Lele to get Bridget, if he does play a Bridget in his deck, but I'm not sure whether it's prized or whether he's got a Bridget in his deck. So here he puts down the Brooklet Hill to get the Remoraid. So he might in fact actually be using the Brooklet Hill draw set at Pokemon Search. So obviously each time you use Brooklet Hill, it allows you to get either a fighting or a water Pokemon from your deck. So here he's going to Beacon. So there he goes to get the Empoleon, and I believe he goes to get another. Oh, he goes to get the Octillery instead. So there possibly would have been a little bit better going for another Piplup and then the Octillery to grab his draw support, but overall here he hasn't got much really on his bench at the moment because he's had a little bit of a slow start from the looks of it. Now Seb's drawn for turn, and he's trying to see what his best way is to get some Zoroarks into play, because obviously that is going to be his main attack of the day. So here he Ultra Pulses a Choice Band and a Field Blower, which both are pretty relevant in this matchup. He was going to go for the Golisopod, but I think he'll probably go for the Zoroark. Oh no, he does go for the Golisopod. So the Golisopod comes down, double puzzles to get an Ultra Ball and a Choice Band again. So he's going to use another Ultra Ball to get a Tapu Lele for a Guzma to go for that Piplup straight away. So here, going for that Piplup is taking out the danger straight away, meaning that Seb takes a prize, and as well Curtis is one step behind, taking on against building up an Empoleon, sorry. So here Curtis is looking at seeing what he wants to do, because he grabbed that Empoleon early. Obviously that indicated to Seb that that's what he's looking to do. He's going to hit him with that turn 2 Empoleon. So here Curtis brings down Piplup, I believe, with the Brooklet Hill Search. Here I believe Curtis puts down a Choice Band, and he's going to Aqua Patch onto the Piplup. So here, let's see what Curtis is going to do. He's having a little bit of a think, because at the moment, where he hasn't got that broader game state at the moment, he's finding it harder to set up. So here he Abyssal Hands for 1. If he could try to get down another Piplup, that would be very good for him. And here Curtis just ends again. So this time Seb won't have that much of a bigger hand, but then he does go from having 2 cards in hand to having 5 cards in hand instead of 6. So Curtis should get all 6 because he's got all 6 prize cards. So here they are drawing up. So let's see what Curtis can do from here. So he's looking to hopefully develop another Piplup at some stage. So here he's just going to Beacon. So that Vulpix putting in the work for Curtis up the front. So let's see what 2 cards he goes to get, or 2 Pokemon he goes in to get. Hopefully another Piplup, probably, and a Empoleon, I would guess. There you go. So a Piplup and an Empoleon. So here he's starting to really think about getting his board state up and running now. Hopefully getting that other Piplup. Hopefully Sir Seb doesn't knock it out in the next turn. But he's already got the Zoroarks out, ready to roll. Looking to really progress now with DCE. And there you go, he's got the Guzma. So here, once again, he brings up the Piplup, knocks it out, nice and simple. So there, Seb goes down to 4 prizes. So the most annoying thing about Curtis's deck is the fact that it is a single prize attacker, which if it does get set up, it is really awkward for these GX Pokemon to knock it out, especially on the side of Seb, where he's got the Zoroark and the Golisopod, because hitting only 120 with first impression and righteous beating is not enough to knock out an Empoleon. So here, it is really, really important for Curtis to try and get another Piplup set up in a second, so that then instead of just having the single Piplup on the side of the field, which can be easily Guzma'd out, he's got to try and find the possibility of grabbing something. But here you see he's got the counter energy onto the pseudo Wudo tech, so he's going to possibly get away a righteous beating if he can actually get damage onto if he can retreat, sorry, the Vulpix. So here, let's see what he can grab. He's going to N again, so okay. So let's see what 6 cards he can get. This time Seb's gone down to 4, although he does have 1 Zoroark GX to be able to pull himself out. So Curtis is going to draw 6, and let's see what 6 he draws. So hopefully here he's looking to get a Piplup, hopefully off the deck, although there are 2 already in his discard pile. So I don't know, as I said, what sort of deck list he plays, whether he plays just 3 Piplup or whether he plays all 4. I should hope he plays all 4. And then here he's going to Ultra Ball to, I would say, get another Piplup personally. Yep, so another Piplup. So that's really well played by Curtis there to try and develop his board state, so Seb doesn't just have 1 Pokemon to go for. He's now got 2 Piplups to actually think about rather than just the 1. Now here Curtis goes for the Beacon, I believe, and let's see what Curtis is going to choose to get from that Beacon. So I think he will probably go for an Empoleon and a Piplup, possibly. No, he just goes for a Alolan Vulpix and a Empoleon again. So he's looking to really draw into them rare candies, so then he can ultimately just draw and attack straight away. But here Seb gets an Evo Soda off of a trade to get a Zoroark out. So here he's going to probably trade 1 more time. Yep, so there goes the Ultra Prism Oranguru, which he's traded away to get 2 new cards. He's going to Ultra Ball a Bridget and I believe an Acerola, yep, to be able to draw into another Lele to get the Guzma to hopefully KO this other Piplup. So here Seb's really not allowing Curtis to get any board state set up, because this is how he's going to go about trying to knock out the majority of Curtis's Pokemon, so they don't evolve into them big stage 2 non-GXs with about 150 health, and then obviously he's going to be struggling to knock them out in one go unless if he uses Golisopod's GX move. So here Curtis promotes the Coco, and then he evolves the Piplup into a Primplup. So here as well, I believe he's doing a Brooklet Hill Search. So he's going to try and see what he can grab from this. Obviously now he's got all 3 of his Piplups in the discard pile, so he might have to try and see if he can grab a Rescue Stretcher or a Super Rod to be able to get them back into his deck. But let's see what Curtis decides to do now. So he's going to attach, I believe that's a DCE to the Primplup. So, and then he draws off the Octillery. So down he goes the Lele. Is he going to grab a Cynthia? No, he's going to grab a Guzma. So he's going to look to probably take out, yep, he's going to look to take out the Zoroark GX with the Pseudo Wudo, which is well played, because obviously that's the only attacker he's got ready to roll. So here you go, Curtis takes his first 2 prizes of the game. So let's see what Seb can do to reply to this. So he still does have a single Zoroark up in hand. So here he attaches a DCE to Golisopod. He's going to place down another Zoroark, which he ended up getting probably off of his prizes, because I didn't see it in his hand from last turn. I believe he's going to Brooklet Hill Search. So he's going to actually have a look to see what he can grab himself. He's going to Mallow to be able to get 2 cards that he decides to get. So Let's see what two cards he's going to go for out of his deck. So there's one. So he's eagerly thinking about what ones he wants to go for. There's the two. So he shuffles his deck, puts them on top, and he's going to trade away. He's having a big think about what he's going to trade away here, because I feel that he's going to have to really try and take a knockout onto this Sudowoodo now to stop Curtis having a go at anything. So yeah, he armor presses to knock out the Sudowoodo to take him down to 2 prizes, and Seb there not drawing off the Mallow. So here, yeah, there's the rescue stretcher to put 3 Piplups back into the deck, but I feel that this could be a little bit too much too late from Curtis, because of the fact that Seb's got the DCE onto the Golisopod, he's got the grass energy, he's probably got the choice band in hand soon, so he's going to attach that there, and he's got the Lele on the bench to take them to the last 2 prizes that he's got. So Curtis here has to really try and think about how he's going to go about getting the knockout onto the Golisopod, because that at the moment is his main threat against the Tapu Lele. So he gets the Sudowoodo with the counter energy, so he's looking to possibly take another KO on the Zoroark, but he'll need a choice band for that, because where Seb used armor press in his last go. Oh, okay, so Curtis is actually going to retreat into the Alolan Ninetales. So the Alolan Ninetales has the ability that it can't be damaged by GX or EX Pokemon. So here he's sort of put up a bit of a barrier or a wall, so hopefully Seb doesn't have a chance to be able to go for it. So there, he's looking for his discard pile. So I believe a choice band and a Guzma would probably be enough to win this game for Seb now. So he's having a look for his discard pile. He's having a little think about what he wants to do. So I believe he's probably going to trade once or twice. So he's just going to sit in his hand. He's going to say to Curtis, you can go, try and see if you can stop me knocking out your Lele, possibly. So here Curtis puts down an energy onto the Empoleon. So now he's able to use that total command, but I don't believe that he'll be able to get the knockout even if he activates the Empoleon, because Seb used armor press. So there's the trade into trading a Golisopod away, trading the Mew away that he just drew off the trade. And now let's see what cards he's got now. So I did see a double puzzle in his hand. So let's see what he decides to go in and get. So he's used the Brooklet Hill Search to look for his deck. And I believe he's going to armor press again so that Curtis can go, and he still won't be getting any knockouts onto the Golisopod, even if he does find a way to retreat and take a KO and try to take a KO against the pod without a choice band. So there you go, Seb draws, so there's got his roll. So he trades once, trades twice, and armor presses again so that the won't be able to get knocked out again. So this has sort of gone a little bit of a stale match because of the fact that Alolan Ninetales has come into the active. But here now it's about Curtis trying to get rallied up, trying to get stuff done as quickly as he can, because this is going to be the easiest way of him getting back into the game. Hopefully he can find a way to bring up the Empoleon, or maybe even if he gets a choice band on there, maybe that will help him out in the game, because at the moment the attack of the Empoleon is only doing 180 damage. Obviously minus the 20, here's the choice band, here's the DCE, there's the Guzma, so he's just going to retreat the Zoroark into there, use the GX move, and that is the game. So fantastic bit of play there from Seb towards the end. Curtis, you'll see, has 3 rare candies right at the end of his deck, so if he was able to pull into one of them, maybe it would be a different game. But overall, it's a very good game, and I look forward to commentating onto the rest of the rounds of the League Cup, so hopefully we have a chance to see you soon.